Okay, so again, thanks for being with us today, guys. I want to introduce Eric. He is going to be coming on board just to help us out and give us some really good content with our webinars, and he wants to just kind of introduce himself today and talk to you all and get to know you guys and really try to help you out as much as he can and with any strategy and any questions you have. And I'll let Eric kind of get into what he's been doing and what his business is all about. And if you guys have any quick questions for him, you can after he introduces himself. Feel free to start asking, and we'll try to answer as many of those as we can. Eric, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. I'm excited to be here, guys. Thanks for having me. As he said, my name is Eric Rockefeller. I've been doing marketing now for about 10 years. I started on that journey after I actually was a web designer in San Diego, and I lost one of my brothers when he was 27, and I was 29 actually. And I knew around that time that I wanted to start my own business, and that kind of really gave me the kick, that anything can happen, and then if you want something, you gotta make it happen. You gotta go after it. So that kind of put me on the journey of I had found marketing around that time, like online marketing, affiliate marketing, and I moved home from San Diego, which is Florida, where I'm at now, and basically I had asked my mom, can I move in? I wanna start this business, and of course she said yeah. And I wanted to be by the family for a while, so kind of, the grieving process. So I moved home and kicked it off and just did whatever it took. Went to a lot of seminars, learned a lot of stuff, filtered through the information overload, and got something going and just built from there. And for a while I was selling a lot of info products and teaching a lot of affiliate marketing stuff. And then about 6 years ago, I kind of got out of all that and kind of went behind the scenes and wanted to do stuff that wasn't related to coaching or teaching, and that's what I've gotten into different businesses, a lot of mobile stuff I was doing for a while, which had to do with mobile affiliate marketing, driving a lot of lead generation. And then the past few years, I first started with getting into the whole Teespring thing, and did really well a couple years ago, and selling the tees, and just realized how just e-commerce was starting to really grow, and I just knew it was going to be a big thing, especially, I mean, how easy people were the whole on-demand, print on-demand thing. So I kept doing that, but I started also getting into building my own Shopify stores and kind of doing trying to build our own brands in e-commerce. And right now we're doing pretty well. We have some pretty high volume stores going, and that's what I focus most of my time on. But I'm starting to get back into doing some. I'm going to probably get back into doing a little bit of coaching, and maybe do a membership to teach what I know and what I'm doing.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for your time. I know that the members. I'm going to shut my window here. It's a nice day here in Ohio, and I have the window open, and there's just all kinds of traffic. So, yeah, I know that we're the members are going to be excited to just kind of pick your brain and kind of see what you're doing, and definitely offer a lot of strategy. I know we have a lot of questions in our Facebook group and on our Skype groups. Just a lot of it goes around with Facebook marketing, and a lot of us have done that, but really the whole point of trying to get some of a lot of the guest speakers to come in is just to try to give our members and everyone just a different perspective. And like you said, there's so much information, and there's so many webinars, and there's so much, events and marketing events all year round, and it just seems like you can probably get lost in it. And so just trying to sift through it and just even maybe help the members kind of with that, and even for myself, it's just trying to keep up with everything that's going on as far as Facebook marketing, and I know we've been talking a little bit about SEO and things like that, and just to kind of see what you're doing and what your successes have been, and maybe what some of your failures have been too. I think that's good to always learn from.
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of the big things I try to do is keep things as simple as possible and really systemize. And then, when you get things going, one of the biggest things is you get some stuff going and you just can't try to do it all. You got to really, architect your business. Like, this one store we have right now doing about, I don't know, it's doing like 170,000 a month. I mean, we have 4 Filipino girls doing customer support 24/7 and monitoring our ads. So you have that, and we have one designer that I add a bunch of all the print on demand stuff, because it's like really you get like 1 or 2 good offers that are working off of Facebook, and then you just add a bunch of stuff that audience would like around that product, and that's how you sell a lot more and get more a higher average order value. I mean, I think on that store, I mean, it's not the best, but it's about $30, which is not bad. I mean, and usually if you look at the amount of traffic, it's usually each day it's about per unique visitor, it's about at $2.50 average per visitor, which is pretty good too. But that's just figuring, once you get that one engagement offer, that one offer that's kind of bringing in your traffic, is just adding relevant stuff that audience, figure out who that audience is and what they like, and put those kinds of print on demand objects around. And that's why I love the T-Rex, because it's already got it's got everything on one page. You can drive them there, and they'll more likely to buy more of the print on demand, because it's not just the T-shirt or whatever it is you bring them in on.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely and then just even with today, like I know Randy works hard, and we're always trying to offer different and new products that you may not see coming through your news feeds, and instead of just T-shirts. But yeah, we have with Printex, there's and we'll be going over some new products today, so that's definitely a benefit. I don't want to hold you too long, and I know Randy wants to hop on here, and he's got a meeting a little bit, so he wants to get some updates. But just one question, and I know you'll probably definitely hit on this next week, but I know that we kind of spoke about this earlier last week, Eric, but just is there anything else like free traffic methods that you are maybe using that don't involve Facebook ads? Have you really experienced with anything else, or with say your store right now that you were speaking of, are you doing most of that through Facebook?
Actually, yeah. I mean, we mostly right now use Facebook. I mean, I know there's so many other methods we should be doing, but it's like I can drive so much good traffic with Facebook, and kind of once I get the ads running, they kind of, it just does it all for you. I mean, you don't have to monitor your ads too often or stuff like that. But I mean, I've done some SEO in the past. Even in the past year, I actually built up an e-liquid brand, and you couldn't use Facebook. You couldn't use regular. I had to use like blog banners, because it was considered like tobacco. You can advertise on Facebook and whatnot. So what I was doing for a lot of free traffic, I'll say one of the best methods is to run contests with like Gleam, I think it's called. It's a contest software. And you just do like a bundle you give away, each month, and you get people to like your page. You can do, like, I had them do all kinds of stuff. So it was building up my social followings and getting traffic. And then, like, one of the things, you can make them click to go to the website. So you can get a lot of free traffic from running contests where you just give away, $100 bundle a month or something like that. I mean, that's one of my, I would say that's an awesome method, is running contests, because if you make it a cool little bundle, and it'll go viral, That's one of the methods. Coupon sites, like I did one coupon site called Coupon Birds. I mean, I just found that because they had put my site on there, and I didn't even know, but I kept seeing people coming through, like not that much, but people were coming through. The conversion rate was really high. So then I went and added some offers to that coupon site. That's couponbirds.com. So I
Yeah, I
mean,
think I
those
found
are
it.
a few
Put
little
that in
methods
the
off the
chat.
top of my head.
Hmm. Okay, awesome. Yeah, guys. Hey, I know that you asked. I think it was called Gleam. I think I found the website. Eric, it's Gleam, GLEAM.io.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so
That's a great contest software to build up your social followings, get a lot of free traffic. I mean that's actually a very powerful method.
okay. What was the other coupon site you mentioned, just in case people want to research it?
That's just a random one. There's tons of them, but that one I guess has a lot of like a big audience. Couponbirds.com, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll drop that in.
And actually just add an offer. I'm gonna look into. I meant to contact them because I think with the email you can actually like advertise on there a little bit, more than just adding your offer.
Right. Okay. That's awesome info, man. So yeah, guys. So we'll get more into like targeting questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, right now if they have any general questions, I can answer real quick. Otherwise, I mean, when I do the presentation, it'll be more, specific type
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely. We'll do one more. This is from Anthony. He just wanted to know if you have a large Facebook page tied to your niche store. I guess what the importance of that is too, if it's a large page or not.
Well, this store, like this specific store that I was talking about, that's doing about, you know, it's like we average up and down, depends, when I'm trying to scale, but like we definitely do about 5 to 7 grand revenue a day. And the fan page only has like, I mean, we've been, one of the ads that I run has like, I don't even know where it's at, like 50,000 likes on it. It's got like over 10,000 shares. Our our fan page, just I guess the overflow or whatever, only has about 16,000 fans on it now. I mean, there's kind of two methods. You can go about it by trying to build up your fan base, and then advertising to your fan base is a lot cheaper. Um, Definitely found that out. I mean, you could do like campaigns, and you get really cheap likes. It's When you're doing it like that, I mean, sometimes your audience might be kind of broad, but if you want to, there is that kind of method where you can figure out whatever your niche is going to be, let's say grandma stuff or whatever, and then target, do like campaigns, you know, are you a grandma? Do you like, whatever, and then get them to like your page, build up your page, and then when you target your own page with either, boosted posts or just, whatever kind of ad targeting your own fan page audience, yeah, you get way lower CPMs and, way cheaper clicks. So I mean, that is one way to go about doing it, but mostly lately I haven't really gone that route. I just find, try to find those offers that work, and I just scale those up and all the fan page. But what we do, the one thing we do with the fan page though, we answer, we stay on top of the messenger. A lot of people, if you're using Facebook ads, you got to be available or have your VAs available on the messenger to answer questions, because a lot of the people just go that route. And then the other thing we do is when we see like anything, like I retarget a lot of the audience, even the buyers, because what I do that for is to get testimonials and so people see their ads and they're like, yeah, I got mine, love them. And then when we see those comments, we have our VAs say, oh, thanks, glad you love them, and like in Messenger, and they ask them, would you be willing to like leave a testimonial and picture? So we have like a bunch of our reviews on our visitor posts on the fan page, which that really helps overall, with trust and whatnot too.
Right.
and then we use an app to bring those over, as well as building up the and that's a big thing. I think a lot of people, even if you're doing drop shipping or whatever, it's really a good thing to get reviews and testimonials, because that just adds trust and makes your conversion rates go way higher. So
awesome, man. That's good. Well, guys, I hope that was a little tease for you. I know it was for me, so I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more, and we will definitely make sure that we get Eric scheduled, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time when we confirm that date for next week. And then I just want to say thanks, Eric, for popping on. We're gonna jump into Randy. He wants to get some.
No problem. All right, bye guys.
So, yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, Eric.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey guys. Hey, thanks, Michael. Yeah, I did. I've got a couple things I want to say before I get pulled away here. I want to remind everybody, I don't know if you've heard it or not, but we acquired a sign company, and it opens up several neat products for us that we're trying to get out for all of us here in our community. Some simple things like vinyl cut decals, where we can now do personalization on decals. And Michael, after I hang off, maybe you can kind of show them that example that we created, on our Planet Me Tee, to give them an idea of what can be done with just one-off decals. Of course, we can do large volume of the decals as well. Another thing that we've been sharing with the group already, but the engraved wine glasses, and there's a couple ways that we can engrave them. One's sandblasted, one's laser. We ended up going with the laser on this, like mother like daughter. It's a much crisper and deeper engraving, and it really looks nice, and we'll show that off in a little bit as well. But if you haven't heard, we're running a deal of the month for the 2 wine glasses. That's your cost is $12 plus shipping. Shipping on wine glasses are $5.95 each, or $11 for the pair. So keep that in mind. But I think that might be something that we can run for a long time with this, with Mother's Day coming up. And I think it could be huge if anybody's tapping into the sorority business, especially when school starts up again next year. The mom's weekends, it would be a really nice piece for those weekends. Also too, if we are working, and by the 20th we'll have it rolled out, but we will have the canvas wall art ready to go. So some of the equipment that I picked up allows us to do that, and we're going to offer not only the canvas but the stretched frames as well. So look forward to showing everybody that. I know, Michael, you're going to, when I have to jump off, you're going to show them not only the products but also some of the things we can do with the wine glasses. One thing I want to mention is with the laser engraving, what I need is something a little different. I need a vector file of this, and it certainly can be done in Illustrator. If it's a really simple piece of art, we can vectorize it here as well. If it's a little more complicated and you can't do it, we can get it done for a small fee, so don't let that stop you. But I had a conversation with a member today, Michael, and wanting to know how they can get me, if they have to do the vectorized art for every personalization, because it have a name drop on it. The answer is no. So once you do a design, and if you can, maybe while I'm talking, you can pull up that I'm the Fun Grandma.
Yeah.
And that's a great example of that. And I can kind of talk through that when you get that pulled up.
Did you want to see the product?
Yeah, you want to just show the campaign, and we can, and then I can kind of explain a little better how it comes together on our end.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to get there 1 second.
Okay. While you're pulling that up, I'll just shift gears a little bit so that I don't get yanked away really quick. But I do want to mention the event coming up here in Hannibal next week. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. We'll drop a link into that event. We've already got several people signed up, and again, we're going to focus on Photoshop and a lot of training on Photoshop, and several people have expressed interest in that. But since I put that out, I had several others that said I'm not so much interested in Photoshop, but I'd like some more one-on-one on just building my products and campaigns. So if you're interested in that, jump on in as well. We've got several people here that can sit with you, look over your shoulder, and help you with that. If you just need help there, not so interested in Photoshop, but whatever you're interested in, you're more than welcome. And a couple things we've got. I've been working with Art still. Art is played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Art's working on his brand and his store. He's going to be here, trying to learn everything he can about his site. But he's an interesting guy, and you'll enjoy the conversation with him. And then Stephen West. Stephen was at an event here in Hannibal a few months ago. Stephen's a big seller on Amazon, and Stephen is going to come here just to help people that are interested in selling on Amazon and spending some time there as well. So all that's going to make the event even more fun.
Awesome.
So anyways, we've got a few spots left. If you're interested, reach out to us. We've got a deal worked out with the hotel as well, $65 a night, so that helps. And we'll drop a link in to register. Okay, Mike, so on this I'm the Fun Meemaw. Again, the personalization part's obvious to all of us. So what I need that vector file of I'm the Fun. Now in this case I have it. So if you want to use this design, you're welcome to it. I have the vector file, and I can set the personalization when the orders come to me. So you would just run this like you normally do. You're going to send me the order, the CSV, with all the normal information, who got what and where it goes. And in there is going to be the PNG that looks just like this. So I know that I've got the I'm the Fun vector file, and I'm just going to type in grandma on my end, and you don't have to do anything else with it. But sending me the whole file that shows me what it is all the information I need. Now, it's a good idea to communicate with me by email that you're running this program or something new, and then I can anticipate what you're doing and make sure that we're using the same font or things are looking really close. But it's not that hard to work through. And again, this is done through a laser engraver, and it's a really nice, heavy wine glass. It's 19 ounces. It's large. So I think the customers are really liking it.
Yeah, very cool. It's definitely a nice size wine glass, and I know that's that's definitely on one of the testimonials. I don't know if it's going to pop up here. I think it's on the other one, but I put one of the testimonials that said, yeah, the best thing about it, it holds lots of wine. So I mean, yeah. It's a nice looking wine glass. And then what we'll kind of do is I'll kind of show you. I know we just had some basic questions in Photoshop of how to make that font, or how to make the color or whatever, just for your mock-up, but we can go over that real quick too.
Let's see. Any chance we can supply the blank wine glass mock-ups? They are there. I know they're in. You've been giving them out, Michael. I know they're also in the Printex.com in the mock-up area. They're there. The beer mugs are in there as well. For a vector file, we're not worried about the DPI. So the DPI doesn't. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, so let me just while I'm thinking of that. So where did I put those? I put those in.
Also, you mentioned, Michael, that and maybe you could go to. Are you in the members area? Or where are you at?
Oh, I'm in just Dropbox. I'm trying to find that link for them that has all the mockups, just in case people didn't get that earlier yet.
Okay. Well, again, you can go to printexinc.com and go grab that. But
okay.
With the like mother, like daughter graphic, and you're going to share that PSD with everybody as well, correct?
Correct.
Because there's several people that just like the layout and they want to copy it or create something from their own, and you're welcome to it. Keep in mind on your mock-ups, what I do on the clear glass is I just try to give it kind of a light gray look. It really reflects what we end up with the laser engraving. So I think it's a nice replica. I think that design there too, while we're talking about that, like mother, like daughter, it'd be a neat design, and it could be more colorful, more to it, and do it for coffee mugs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So on, and I'll have to email Kelly because I think she just sent me one layer. So I have like the like daughter, so I'm missing the like mother, but I'll get that. But we can kind of work with that too. But I did want to show you guys on the fun grandma. So that's exactly what I did with this. I wanted to just offer for now, as we're building our campaign, just wanted to offer like just a quick, a coffee mug, give them something else that, may not just be a wine glass. And so I simply just, when I came over here to the art, and this is pretty basic stuff, but like when you kind of go over to, let's see where that one is.
You could do that on a wine bag as well, Mike.
Yeah, a wine bag is another great idea. So I just simply on this kind of thing, I just kind of picked out the color that I want, and I just hit like a color overlay. And so when you're doing that, all you have to do is just say whatever layer you're on, you just come down here to FX and you hit color overlay, and then you can easily pick whatever color you want to make it. I made it like a hot pink, just for the coffee mug. But as far as just this, when we'll get into this a little bit more, this is just a certain color that Randy used to kind of make it stand out on that wine glass so the mock-up looks good. And if you ever want to use the same color in your Photoshop or Canva, you should have like an eyedropper tool like this. You simply just click in that, and down here it gives you the exact color. So you can use that exact color for whatever design you want to add.
And you don't have to be that picky. You can be, a shade either way, and it's still going to look very nice.
Right, exactly. It just kind of gives you a general just color, so it stands out on the glass on your mock-up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't even think about a wine bag, so I'll have to add that to the campaign.
Hey, I've got a couple seconds there. Still, you want to go to and show off either the decal or the like mother, like daughter?
Sure. Okay, so the decal is this.
They're in the campaigns. I'd go to the campaigns.
Okay.
Yeah, do the decal. Just view that. So this will give you an idea of what can be done with a personalized decal. Again, I set that up. Just the helmet and the handle was a detail. If you scroll over it slowly, Mike, you can see the kiss cut, so to speak. See the white edge around the black?
Yeah.
That's what that decal looks like. So it's a white decal that goes on a car window. It's easy to peel off. And so a lot of people, we sell a lot of them here locally to the sports teams and groups, that just want their football hero on their that, and soccer, baseball, all that stuff. Softball's really huge. But, you can come up with a nice, simple graphic and then allow it to be personalized. And, who else is doing that?
Right, exactly. And so,
campaign.
So can you just go over a little bit of the specs that you would need for decals? Is it something that I know you kind of came up with this? How is the decal made or work, or how would they find out what design they can use?
Well, again, it's going to be a 5-inch by 5-inch white window decal. Basically, you can give me a PNG, and if you can give me the original art on that as well, especially if you're doing something, more, unique, and you've created it, as much of that art you can give me would help me get started. And then again, you're just going to give me the personalization part, and we can take it from there.
Okay. Also a very good idea, like you said, for local schools and local youth leagues and things like that. I know my area has just a ton of them. I mean, and some pretty large ones.
Somebody's asking what kind of shape you want. What our printer will kiss cut all the way around it, so we're going to plug in, kind of a line that goes around the whole image, and if you move it around, you can kind of see what we've done there. See it a little bit?
Yeah.
So it just kind of follows about a 1/4-inch edge all the way around it. You want it. You can't go a lot of detail. You're not going to go in between each leather. It's just going to be a pain to put on your window as well. So.
Right. Okay.
And then I tell you what you might take a look at, Mike, is go back to that campaign above. I want to share that a little bit. This is something that I've been showing off around here with the sign business. I didn't realize how many local photographers were doing this kind of work. So we've kind of partnered up with some of these photographers, and what they do is they'll go out and they'll do, like in this case, they're doing like senior sports banners is what they've been doing. So they're using this image, and they're doing a really neat 2 foot by 3 foot vinyl banner that the schools hang up, and then they give them to the kids. Then they give them to the kids at senior night. Well, this person, she's taken and she's then creating several other images with that art that she made, she meaning the photographer, and we're putting it on that's a paper poster, and then a 3 foot by 5 foot banner, coffee mug, keychain, little things like that that now she can point the families to them and you know, merchandise some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is the kind of stuff that
it's something you can do in your own community, you know, especially if you're a photographer and you're doing that, or know of anybody you want to partner up with and do that. You can create the site for them and figure out how you share in it.
Exactly.
The poster's 2 foot by 3 foot. So, hey, Michael, I've got to run. I've got another appointment here, and I appreciate you taking over and finishing things up. And thanks for putting up.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. Thanks, Randy. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Okay, bye. So yeah, I'm going to kind of get organized here, guys, and go over a couple Photoshop things with you. And I'll try to answer some of your questions. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second. Okay, so I'm replying to Kelly because I think I wanted her to send me the other PSD. She gave me one PSD for the like mother, like daughter. And so I'm just going to ask her for the other one right now. And then while she's getting that to me, I'll answer some of your questions here. Okay, so the blank glass mock-up. Yeah, that is going in the members area today. I think I might actually put it in there, but let me just go through that because I know we've had a couple of questions about that. So we'll go to yeah. So basically, if I'm pretty sure if you imported the design that we put out last night for the fun grandma, I thought in that folder was another blank mock-up, but let me just check real quick. Okay. Here we go. I found it. Okay, so I'm going to put this in this Dropbox link, and I'll make sure I add it to the members area, and I'll put that in the after we get off here. I'll share that with you guys. So this is the Dropbox links to the Fun Grandma, and also in this you'll see a 700 by 700 blank mock-up for the wine glass. Okay, so I think Kelly just wrote me back, and we'll kind of hop into some of that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here, and we'll get moving with. Just let me know when you guys can see it. Okay. So I'm going to put that down here. So again, with the Fun Grandma stuff, like pretty simple. If you want to just use this type of grays just so it kind of shows up on your glass. Now again, I did kind of something like this too with those. I was trying to test out different backgrounds, and I just saved for a couple ads. I saved a couple different wine glass mock-ups with this, with different names, and see if that can kind of get the point across that you can personalize with your own grandma nickname. Because I think sometimes when you have just grandma on there, even though you might write it in the post saying, you know, personalize at no extra charge, and you know, use your grandmother nickname, whatever it may be, that sometimes they may not get it right away. So I'm going to try to do something like this, just putting a simple background behind the two glasses. I don't know if I like that. I was just kind of messing around with it before the call. But again, just picking out a couple popular grandma names, or if you're, you know, whatever your niche is, and giving them in your ad on your page, just giving them the option so they can kind of see. And usually with grandma nicknames, I mean, I see the majority of them are Mima, Nana, Mimi, Grandma, and those are like the 4 or 5 that you see a lot of. So I think if you pick a couple of those, you're bound to kind of strike a chord, and people kind of understand what you're talking about as far as that goes. And so on something like this, I'm just going to take off this background. And what I did is I actually just duplicated. I put the one wine glass in here. Now this one has the actual design on it. And when I wanted to do my ad, so let's just say I didn't have this one on here, I simply just came to one of them and I right-clicked on it and I duplicated the layer, and that gave me another wine glass. Okay, this one is going to be the one I duplicated down here. So if you just had the mock-up in here and you wanted to do a 2 wine glass design, that's how you would do that. So you would stick both wine glasses in here, and you would, you know, obviously they would be blank. So I'm gonna actually place one of the wine glasses in here so I can show you guys how to do that. So I don't think I have a blank one in here right now. No, I don't. So I'm gonna clear that, and then I will come over here to, let's see. So there's my one single wine glass, okay? And I don't think Kelly's sent me that other PSD, but I'll keep checking. So let's just say if you have, you're starting off and you have your single mock-up here, okay? You got that, you imported it in, or you placed it on here through your, you know, through File, Place Embedded, and then you can pick that and it will pop up right at this kind of size, right? So you can see that's my layer right there. Now if I wanted to do another one, we'll just do kind of what we just did. I'm going to go on my layer, right-click, duplicate layer. It's just going to, you can name it whatever you want right ahead of time, or you can name it later, but it will duplicate that, and it'll usually sit right on top. Okay, so then you can kind of go back and forth and kind of do it that way, and just, you know, really move them, and you're going to want to get them really close together and kind of have them centered. So when you are doing like a heart or something, like, it kind of makes sense, right? So for the one that I do have, is she sent me this. It's just a like daughter side. She said there were supposed to be 2 layers, but there's only one. But I'll just kind of demonstrate with how I would do this and how I would make it look. So once you have your PNG, or this, in this case, yeah, this is your PNG. Once you have it already opened up in Photoshop, even if it's at the full art size, at 2800 by 3200, I would simply just select it all, which is Control A. Oops. And then you'll see it's selected all, and then I usually come over, I hit Edit, Copy Merged. Then I would do is I'd go back to my wine glass set, and then I'm just going to simply paste that. I'm going to paste that in there, okay? I'm going to bring it up here. So now it's obviously it's bigger because you copied it from your art size file. So again, to do this is Control T or Command T if you're on a Mac, and you just want to bring this down to where it makes sense. And so holding Shift down helps you it won't distort it, okay? So that's kind of how you want to do that, you know. You want to get it to where you want it and to where it's going to make sense, okay, for the mock-up, okay? So without the other one, it's kind of hard to do showing you, but that's exactly, you would just do it with the other like mother. So with the other PNG, you would just do the same thing. You would copy that, you would place it on here and just paste it in here, and then you would kind of just shrink it down. And that's how you can do it. So you can pick what, you know, like I said again, you can pick this gray color, and then if you want to do like certain backgrounds, like I did, you can try to find a cool background. And all I do there is I go find an image that looks really cool, and I just right-click and copy the image, and I come over here back to my Photoshop, and I just paste it in here, and I just put that background on it. sort of like I did. So you can either leave it transparent, or if you want to try something with a background that looks good and kind of stands out, I always like doing that too. So again, you can, if you need to if it makes more sense to shrink the wine glasses down a little bit, you can do that. So that's just something that you'll have to kind of mess with as you're in your Photoshop when you do. So again, now if I wanted to do something where if I wanted to maybe use until I get the actual PSD, but let's just say that this is a design that you found and you maybe just like the heart section, because I know some of you guys were asking just for the heart. So what I like to do there is if I go back here to my art file, what you can do on this is that you can just really just, if you want, you can kind of just take this layer out. And so once you have the PNG, it really doesn't matter. So if you just wanted that heart piece, and this kind of applies to any design that you want to kind of cut out and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll come over here to my, let's see, oops. I'll come over here to my rectangle tool, and I'll kind of try to get it close. So if I want to just get that like out of there, I'll simply just put my rectangle tool around it and just hit escape, okay? Now if you wanted to use that type of font, so then you can enter whatever font you want to use. You can enter whatever text you want to use and use whatever font. Again, I just use my rectangle tool, and I just hit escape, and that takes it out, okay? If you wanted to save that before, what I do is, let's just go back. If I really like the way, like, say, if I wanted to keep like that dot, or if I wanted to just, you know, do it a different way, or you can always just copy that, which after you use your rectangle tool, it's Control C and then a Control V. It actually just makes a separate layer, okay? And then you can kind of have that, so you make sure you don't lose it. If you want that ever again, if you wanted to put something else, you can have that as a separate layer. So once you Control C and Control V, it will just copy whatever's in that rectangle. Again, if I was to just take those out, then I would have the heart, this part of the heart, and I would just copy merge that and place it over to my mockup. So I know a couple of you were asking, like, you wanted to change the text to like mother like daughter to something else or whatever you wanted to. That's exactly how I would do it. I would just use my rectangle tool, take this out, and I know that we didn't, with this one, I don't think we had the PNG for you guys, but that's what I'm gonna save and I'm gonna put in there for you. And again, you gotta make sure you're on your correct layer. You know, you come over here, get this, and then you can actually take that. You can even make a duplicate of this if you want, or you can just Control A and then edit, copy, merged. Go over to your thing, and then you can just paste it in there. And again, with this, you could probably just flip this, and I forget exactly how you do this, but you just, I think it's image rotation, so you would just flip it, I don't know, what is it, 180? Oh no, that's the whole image. You have to do it actually on its own layer, so you'd have to hide everything, and you could actually just flip that to make that like that. So that's exactly how I would do that if you want to change the text or whatever you want to put on there, or if you just wanted to use the hearts, you can do it that way, okay? So let's see, get some questions here. Okay. Let me open this up a little bit. Okay, so Bible pack will be ready by Thursday, Joyce. So that will be ready to go. I know we didn't probably get them in time for Easter and all that kind of stuff, but like I said, that's kind of like an all year round thing. So we're just finishing those up, and we'll have a pack of 10 for you, okay? PSD of the window decals. Yeah, we're gonna get all of that stuff into a folder today and put it in the members area. So I want to get all of the kind of the information we talked about, the wine, to make sure you guys have all the images for the wine glass stuff, the mock-ups, and all the stuff that you guys need. I'm going to make sure I have it in one location, and I will post it in the Facebook group, and so that way you can we get the size of poster? I think that was 11 by 13. The add to cart image, yes. If you guys want that, let's see if I can put that in here. But I know we've had a couple. So let me get that. I found this, and I kind of edited it for a funnel campaign, taking off the PayPal. And it's, again, if you have Photoshop, that's a good thing to practice with, is to take off the PayPal on the end of this. I'm going to put this image address. Like I said, if you guys want to use this, you can. You'll just have to upload it to your gallery. Don't just use the image that I put in here. So here's the image address to the add to cart. You see how it has Planet MeT on there, so you'll have to change that once you upload it to your website. It will have the correct URL, but that's how you can get it at least. And then again, on that, if you want to take out the PayPal, if you want to use it for a funnel, you would just do exactly what I showed you using your rectangle tool. You would probably copy all of the icons down there, make a new layer, and then go back to the original, and then out of that copy, you would just delete the PayPal icon, just rectangle, delete it off, and then that way you can use it for funnel. We don't want them getting confused because they cannot use PayPal in a funnel campaign. Okay. So George is asking, do we need to have the design as a vector, and how would you do that? So like they said, George, if you have Photoshop, and on the newer versions of Photoshop, let me see if I can share my screen here. There might be where you can kind of, let's see. Again, Randy said if it's a really basic design, say something like the fun grandma, or even like mother like daughter. If it's a pretty basic design, just gonna put that back. Let's just say let's just say we were back here, and this is your, okay, so this is your art file, and say if you have it, it's now a PNG. I've seen some of the newer versions of Photoshop allows you to, let's see, oh, is Joanne still here? She was showing me something on here, and maybe we had to be in a certain, I forgot, but there was a Photoshop. Okay, here it is, a Photoshop EPS. If you have Photoshop, that's kind of an EPS file is like a vector file. So what I would do, and I think Randy said it, which you can probably save it as this, as a Photoshop EPS. Send it to Randy ahead of time and say, is this file, is this okay for you guys? Or do you need an actual, like a vector from like an Adobe Illustrator or something? And then, like I said, if he'll let you know right away. If it's something that he can do very simply there, then just send it, send it to him. He'll take care of it. If it's a more complex design and you don't have Adobe, and if that Photoshop EPS is not the quality that he needs in order to print, he'll do it for, like, I don't know, a very small charge, something really affordable for you to convert it over. So yeah, normally they do have to be vector images, but if there's something like that, try it with the EPS. Email Randy, say, hey, Randy, does this work? Can you show your art team, does this work if I send you this version under the Photoshop EPS? And that might be all you need. And then if not, like I said, you can ask him to do it, and then I think they'll charge you like $10 or something, but something pretty simple. Okay. More questions we have here. Yes, okay, thanks, Joanne. Yes, she said EPS. So, yeah, that was it. So what I'm going to do for you guys, like I said, what I'm going to do when we hop off here, I'm going to try to get some mock-ups of everything that we showed you today, put them in a folder. I'm going to get the other PSD for the like mother, like daughter, so you guys have that, and maybe I'll make it a PNG too for each, and that way you guys can have both. I'll try to find these mock-ups for you, see how Randy, I mean, a lot of this stuff we have, but I'm not sure about the keychain, if that's something that you guys are interested in. And I really encourage you to. There could be just so many opportunities for this kind of stuff where, you don't have to go far, you don't have to worry about Facebook, and that's something that I'm working on too. I have noticed that some of the school boards are just hard to get a hold of, especially towards the end of the school year, so it's been a little bit of a challenge trying to get certain answers, but things are looking good for a store that I'm starting with just local schools and fundraising and sports teams. And like I said, I have 4 kids, but 3 of them are in sports, and you know how that goes. And like even just small orders. My son's daycare, they're putting an order in just for some graduation T-shirts for the kindergartners. So it's really cool. It's really cool. So you know, there's a lot of opportunities, daycares, you know, schools and stuff like that that you can make a little bit of money on. Also help them with fundraising, and you can start to build your brand where people are going to start seeking you out, especially if you get them some really cool stuff like this baseball card stuff or personalized design shirts for kids and schools and teachers. Before you know it, if you start making the right contacts with the people at the schools or the athletic leagues, and they're going to start seeking you out, and you have a business and you're making sales. So I always encourage that, to try to look into that and try to use the power of Trex in that way too, to where you're just also helping your local community. So I hope that helps. So I'll get everything ready for you guys and get it all set. Thanks for hanging out today. I was really excited about next week. We got I think Thursday we have a guest speaker, and I forget his name off the top. I think Randy mentioned him earlier. So look forward to that. So either next Tuesday or Thursday will be Adam. I have to check the schedule. I'm sorry, Eric. So I have to check the schedule. I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, with just what he talked about, pretty successful guy, and you know he's doing some big numbers, and he really wants to just get in here and start helping you guys. He's really excited. I know he's a really busy guy, but he really wants to get in there and start helping and just start offering whatever he can to help you guys start to succeed and take your business to another level. So look forward for that. We're going to start promoting those pretty heavily so we can get more and more people on and to really kind of see what other people are doing out there. So look forward to that. All right, guys, any other questions, let me know on Facebook or Skype, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Look for the video in about an hour and a half. Hope everyone had a good one. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.